Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch.
With the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, the tension is not dying down anytime soon. Just like in the previous press conference, Canelo and his camp were accused of using racial slurs. The controversy began when Canelo was asked about their heated exchange at the earlier media event.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did. And now...
After the press conference, Crawford once again laughed off Canelo's behavior, saying that he found it entertaining and that he actually enjoys all the drama surrounding the build-up.
I laughed at it, as you can see. You know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever now.
At the last news conference, Terence Crawford talked about how Canelo Alvarez shoved him. He made it clear that the push did not intimidate him at all and had no effect on the fight plan he intends to use.
Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't even matter.
Along with the heated press exchanges, the latest event also featured an intense face-off with a death stare. Dana White, the well-known UFC president now involved in boxing promotion, had to step in to separate the fighters. This is not just another fight, it is a war. Two men will enter the same ring in what many call a once-in-a-lifetime event. Both have defeated champions across multiple weight classes, collected countless titles, and silenced critics throughout their careers. Reflecting on his past fight with Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez admitted that Saunders' behavior before their match angered him, motivating him to fight more aggressively. Canelo suggested that he might carry similar emotions into his fight with Crawford.
For Bud Crawford, you know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because staying in the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Crawford's words also struck a nerve with Canelo Alvarez. In particular, Canelo disliked Crawford's statement that he doesn't care about living up to other people's standards. To Canelo, it felt like Crawford was trying to prove something personal or direct his words towards someone specific during the press conference.
A little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he walked me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different.
During the press conference, Canelo made another bold claim. He told the media and boxing officials that the nose injury from his last fight might have been caused by Crawford's strategy of walking him down. Canelo warned Crawford that if he dared to test him in the ring, it could mean the end of his career.
Before, I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost.
We know.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford clashed again during another heated exchange. Crawford admitted that there were rumors circulating in Canelo's camp meant to intimidate him, but he confronted Canelo directly to prove he wasn't afraid. This gave fans a hint that Crawford was already finalizing his fight strategy. Later, Canelo denied some of these claims, attributing the statements to someone else from his team.
Somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
Crawford continues to insist that he fears no one. At the last press conference, he told the media that he was not intimidated by Canelo, despite the Mexican being the naturally bigger fighter. Crawford promised that Canelo would discover this for himself when they finally step into the ring.
Scared of and you're gonna find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you were supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
On one side stands Canelo Alvarez, a Mexican hero and the current undisputed super middleweight champion. With 63 wins, 39 knockouts, and only 2 losses, he has fought some of the best in the sport, including Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Sergey Kovalev, and Miguel Cotto. While fighters and fans are hyping this as one of the biggest fights ever, Canelo has kept his composure. Initially nervous, he now recognizes that this is one of the most important days of his career.
See the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Vards, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter. And look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him because...
Promoter Eddie Hearn admitted that he slightly favors Canelo, but emphasized that this fight will be anything but easy. He acknowledged that Crawford's unique style, his quick reactions, fluid movement, and constant adjustments could turn the ring into a chessboard and force Canelo to adapt quickly.
He'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And then Crawford will be looking to do exactly the same.
Hearn also pointed out that Crawford views this fight as much more than just a chance to make money or add another title. For him, it's about legacy. Crawford wants to be remembered not only as a technical genius, but also as one of the all-time greats. According to Hearn, Crawford isn't chasing power. He's chasing immortality in the history books.
It's a fight that's probably quite personal to him to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great. I mean, he's a pound-for-pound tremendous fighter, but...
The size difference has been a major talking point. At 147 lbs, Crawford has long been a dominant welterweight, while Canelo reigns at 168 lbs as the super middleweight king. Despite this gap, Crawford consistently called out Canelo, showing his determination. Interestingly, Canelo never shut the door on the matchup, leaving it open as a real possibility once the business side made sense.
47, obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it down.
Canelo's journey has taken him from a young prospect to one of the biggest global sports icons. He has conquered 4 different weight divisions, building a legacy both inside and outside the ring. Known for his granite chin, devastating body shots, and precise counters, Canelo exudes confidence. At the press conference, he appeared calm and composed compared to Crawford. He spoke about working with Dana White and UFC organizers, expressing excitement about collaborating with them and platforms like Netflix. Canelo emphasized unity in combat sports, stating that boxing and UFC are not rivals. Legendary boxer Antonio Tarver also praised Crawford's fearless mindset, comparing it to the aura of the sport's greatest fighters.
I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that.
Yes,
and so when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro.
Tarver, however, was more critical of Canelo. He acknowledged Canelo's toughness, but argued that the Mexican star hasn't faced a true challenge in years. Tarver believes Canelo's movement and sharpness have declined due to comfort and inactivity. He warned that Crawford's switch-hitting style, speed, and skill could expose these weaknesses. Citing Crawford's dominance at 147 lbs and his shocking victory over Errol Spence Jr., Tarver said that Crawford's decision to move up yet again shows rare ambition. Meanwhile, Frank Martin added that Crawford will approach the fight differently than Canelo's past opponents, mixing boxing with exchanges instead of running. While Canelo may hold the edge in size and power, Martin believes Crawford's speed gives him a real chance to win.
Quicker than him and
fast. Sometimes, man, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean he can crack, but You know, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, you know, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter too, I feel like.
Analysts also pointed out the classic struggle between smaller, faster fighters and larger, heavier opponents. While bigger men often hit harder, smaller fighters usually have the edge in speed. Crawford's quickness and adaptability could be his greatest advantage against Canelo. If he wins, Crawford would make history as the first boxer in the four-belt era to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes, an achievement that not even legends like Mayweather, Pacquiao, or Roy Jones Jr. accomplished. Critics and former opponents, including Floyd Mayweather Jr., have weighed in. Mayweather, who handed Canelo one of his most decisive defeats back in 2013, remains a looming figure in the conversation.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Despite the size difference, both camps are confident. Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, exuded calm assurance during media appearances. While refusing to reveal specific strategies, he expressed total belief that Crawford will win. Statistics support his confidence. Crawford holds a higher knockout rate, 73%, compared to Canelo's 63.9%, despite fighting in lighter divisions. Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya criticized the overly friendly build-up between the fighters, claiming that fans crave tension and rivalry. He compared the current atmosphere unfavorably to the fiery rivalries of past legends like Ali Frazier and Tyson Green.
Can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? Hey, wow. What the No boxing fan wants to see 2 fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday night.
De La Hoya doubled down, stressing that the true excitement of boxing lies in its build-up, the tension, the anticipation, and the raw emotions. He urged Crawford to remind fans of Canelo's controversial failed drug test, saying that would ignite the fire fans want to see. For De La Hoya, this fight is about legacy. Crawford, already a 2-time undisputed champion, is chasing the ultimate challenge, while Canelo, long in control, must prove he can still defend his throne. British boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies echoed these sentiments, warning Crawford that the fight could turn brutal.
Fight for both men. Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously, he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against. So Spence hits hard, but it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought. And he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's legacy.
Davies stated bluntly that Canelo won't play a cautious game. He will come forward aggressively, looking for a knockout. He warned that Crawford has never faced punches like the ones Canelo will deliver. The fight, he said, will test not only skill but also heart, toughness, and sheer willpower. On September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, history, pride, and emotion will collide. Every press conference, stare down, and quote has only added fuel to the fire. When Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford finally step into the ring, the world will be watching to see who makes history.